Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Wednesday morning, PJK, 92.1 City. Good morning.
Yeah, how about this? $10,000 could leave the building here this morning. Who the hell is that? We've got the clue. Going public. It's you want to do that right now, or do you want to wait till 6:30? Will we play?
Doesn't matter to me. I think right now. Give you some time to think about it.
Okay.
Kirby,
Yeah.
do you have a preference in the situation?
Nope.
Okay.
I guess it really doesn't matter.
You have
At
the
this
clue
point,
handy, Joe?
this person is American. The clue for who the hell is that? This person is American.
See if that helps you at all.
And if it does not help anybody today, just know that the Seeker app will have another clue for you tomorrow, a day before we go public with it. So,
It's the last Wednesday of the month, you guys. Isn't that crazy?
yes. I don't know if it's crazy,
yeah, I
but
don't-
March has gone by pretty fast, if that's what you mean.
I don't view it as crazy either, but,
I
is it crazy, Curbs?
Because it's just, it snuck up that it's the end of the month almost.
That we're through March.
Yeah, March kind of flew by, which is fine by me because, I'm kind of over this weather and I want it to be a little bit warmer out. But,
10 degrees today. That gonna not warm enough? You wore a skirt.
I wore a skirt
So you
to
knew the
celebrate.
weather
Yes, I
was
did
gonna be
actually
nice.
look at the weather.
Yeah.
But no, I'm just I'm kind of in disbelief that...
Closer and closer to
Yes.
summer.
Yeah.
Closer and closer to summer, and I think we're all ready. Although, really, was it that harsh of a winter? Not really.
Not bad.
We had a couple of weeks. We had a couple of weeks there twice where we had some real below normal temperatures that kind of hit the psyche. We didn't get as much snow as they were calling for. I will say this, though. There is snow in the forecast for the western part of the province, and that could start as early as later today, I guess. We might get a little bit tomorrow here and even Friday. They're not 100% sure how much is going to hit Winnipeg, but if you're going west out to the Brandon, Riding Mountain area and that kind of stuff, they're calling it could be big.
I would say, and you know who could let us know this, or maybe you know, Joe. You follow the weather closer than I do. If you're a snowmobiler, I think this was a bit of a disappointing winter. There wasn't we didn't have let's just say this, within the city and immediately surrounding area, I would say we didn't have that 20 centimeter weekend, or it didn't feel like it felt like a low total of snow kind of winter.
Some areas had more snow than we did.
Yes.
Outside the city for sure.
Definitely a couple of cold days, though. Like really cold.
But we've had way nastier winters than we just experienced.
God, yeah.
Still, though, Kirby thinks it's crazy that it's the
It's
fun.
so
And
crazy,
Hot
you
Dog Guy,
guys.
I'll say this, Hot Dog Guy, and it's not crazy that Hot Dog Guy agrees with you. He does a lot, but he's saying as well, it's crazy how fast March went by.
Yes.
So
It went by so fast.
He's on Team Kirby on that
You
one.
know-
Phone on the way.
Philly Joe Kirby
Philly Joe and Kirby.
Podcast.
The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
Hey, yeah, somebody phoned in about aggressive geese. Yeah, I mean, right around now is their, they have areas that are breeding areas for them. So right now is around the time when they're starting to lay their eggs. So, going to be aggressive at this point in time. So, kind of want to stay away from them. I see geese every day, but I stay on the pathway, and they stay on the grass. So, everything's good. I would imagine if you went on the grass, though, they might get a little bit aggressive with you. So, just keep your distance and try not to bother them. I just wave at them as I walk by.
Did you guys see that we've got a lovely couple that's making a little home of our parking lot?
Yeah.
Geese, I haven't seen that.
I see them every day as I leave. They're
Where?
so cute. Just on the far end toward, what is that road? McGilvery? No.
Waverly.
Waverly.
Far
Yes.
end of the parking lot. Okay, I haven't seen the goose family yet.
There's only the two right now,
Okay.
and they're very cute.
Couple, yes.
I've noticed by the Assiniboine, walking my dog Stewie, there's all kinds of them down because they found water. There's a lot of melting going
it's
on the
big.
riverbank, and there's like hundreds of them. Actually saw a coyote in the Assiniboine Forest just on the bike path today. I've seen him a couple times, just
Hanging out.
one coyote. He's looking for something.
Oh, yeah.
this time of year. Deer, maybe geese.
Bunnies.
I don't know.
Bunnies
too,
They're
yeah.
always on the lookout for
It's a
some
good
bunnies.
time to make friends, spring.
With the animal kingdom. Yeah, well,
that's what
what
he's looking for, friends.
Oh,
I
the
would assume.
coyote's looking
Yes.
for friends.
No
I
doubt.
thought you were out looking for animal friends.
No, I'd assume that.
Yeah.
I'll tell you right now, these
Mr.
two
Coyote.
geese in the parking lot,
So cute.
they could have found a better spot than the parking lot.
Geese are bad that way. Well, it's just like walking
They
across
don't find
Abinogi.
convenient places.
No, they don't.
Well, something a little bit more luxurious, like some grassy knoll in the back, but the parking lot's all full of gravel and everything else is like, what the hell?
All right. Big Ed wants to talk a little who the hell is that and give Joe a shout out.
Just out here doing some barbecuing tonight, and
Cool.
was listening to the Canaanator there, and who the hell is that?
Just a quick before I go on. It's not the Canernator. Don't go creating new nicknames, okay? He's already got one that he's not fully on board with. Big Daddy Kane. We don't want to throw Canaanator at him now.
And, I hate to poke at people or whatever, but it just seems to me the last, I don't know, few days, it seems like nothing but guesses that have already been guessed. The list is out there, people. And then Philly Joe and Kirby say it all the time. The list is there. Take a look at it. And you're having trouble with technical issues, hook up with my buddy Joe Aiello. Big Slice. Technical support. He's the best. Rock on, Big N.
That's what they say here at 92.1 City. He's the best when it comes to technical.
No, they certainly wouldn't say that. I'll tell you right now, I was the only option.
You did help with the whole secret
I helped
thing?
a few people
Yep.
yesterday. I tried the
Did
best
you make
I
sure
could.
to end the chat? That's when people know that the service is over.
I told you. It wasn't AI chat yesterday. It was AIELLO chat yesterday. I never like to end a chat. You know me.
Yeah. Oh,
I
no.
like talking to people.
You're
You
still
just keep all your service chats open.
Open.
okay, Dr. Hockey, you knew you were going to hear from him this morning after that big win between the two top teams in the NHL last night. Big win for the Jets.
As I said, the Jets would beat Washington, Dr. Hockey, because that's why they call me Dr. Hockey, because I am the doctor of hockey. I know everything about the Jets. So like I said, they won. They could have lost. They played somewhat sloppy, but they played a good game. They really did. Just in the third, they were playing really good in the third, but Washington got a goal. I was a little worried. Ovechkin, of course. And they tied it. Just almost a clear-cut breakaway. Beautiful goal, right upper hand corner there. He just shot it, blasted that puck.
By Ehlers.
In win it, puck went in, and they won the game. So it's not quite first overall, but they will get first overall once the season is over. They will complete first place overall, so they'll have a home ice advantage. Like I said, it was a must-win for Jets. They got the win. They showed that the Jets are the best team in hockey right now. Later, Cats.
Can I just say that I remember talking to Vinny one time, the three of us, and Vinny must have upgraded his cable package because he wasn't watching hockey games before, but he definitely was watching somewhere last night. Because the details, he was there. He was watching that game.
He has told us that so you can go to YouTube and watch the game like encompassed in like, I want to say 10 minutes, 50.
Yeah, that could be it.
Well, no, he told us that's what he does.
On YouTube?
He told us he watches these expanded highlight packages that
I
you
missed
can find.
that one then.
So that's, unless Vinny, you can update us on that. Maybe he's, maybe you're right, Joe. Maybe he has expanded his cable package. But at last check, that's how he watches the games. With these huge highlight
why wouldn't
packages.
you just watch the highlights if you're Mr. or Dr. Hockey?
I love it. Honestly, he makes it in a way that like I can understand. You know?
What, the part where he said that guy had a good shot?
Yeah.
Yes. General terms. Yes.
Oh, he's very general.
Yeah, doesn't know the names.
No,
Yes.
that guy. All right, Kirby, this is a new one. So somebody offering, well, not really a new one. So you have we've got old Eddie wanting to have a beer with you at the Legion.
Yeah.
Okay, he's a big fan. And now this caller here is offering to take that off your hands, possibly.
Kirby, seriously, go have a beer with poor old Eddie already. Because if you don't go, I'm going to don a wig and a dress
A wig.
and go for you. His eyesight's bad. Like you said, he's old. I get you off the hook. I make his day, and hell, I get a beer out of it. Let me know.
Everybody wins.
I love it. The Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast. 92.1 City and Manitoba Battery present.
Who the hell is that?
I think, and I have no data to back this up, Ezra, but you may be the youngest person to ever play Who the Hell Is That? How old are you?
I'm 19.
Amazing.
I have a question. There was a band called Better Than Ezra, and I've always wanted to ask an Ezra, is there anybody better than Ezra?
No, there isn't.
That's right, Ezra!
We love it.
Woo, woo. So you've been keeping up, Ezra? You have a guest locked and loaded, ready to go?
I do.
Okay.
Did you hear the clue? Did you get it off of Seeker, or did you get it this morning?
I did get it off Seeker.
Of course, 19 years old. He's all over Seeker. Okay.
Just for anybody not on Seeker, this person is American. That is the clue we gave out earlier this morning, okay? So, Ezra, to make it official, celebrity voice number 1 has been guessed, but I need you to tell us.
Chris Welby.
Chris Welby.
Yes.
Yeah. Here it is. Celebrity voice number 2 for the 10 grand.
Debbie Harry.
Okay, good guess. And celebrity voice number 3?
Matthew McConaughey.
Matthew McConaughey is correct. You know, it's funny. I had a friend of mine last night text me Deborah Harry as a guess.
Oh.
Ezra this morning
okay.
says Deborah Harry.
No way.
And here's the funny thing, Ezra. I couldn't answer my friend, but we can answer you. Is it Deborah Harry for 10 grand? No. No, it's not. So
Man,
obviously,
the lead up
Yeah,
to
Joe-
that.
yeah, Joe built that
really
up, man.
sold that.
I was sweating. Oh.
I'm sorry, Ezra.
sorry, Ezra. How do you think my friend's feeling right now?
You know what? I don't know what it was, Ezra. I just had a feeling it feels like, you know, you've been following along. You feel well researched. It's just I thought maybe you were going to get it, but it was great getting to know you this morning.
There's 3 of us playing, so.
All right,
Oh,
good
the
luck.
3 of you.
Who
Amazing.
else? Shout outs. Who else is playing
my
with
mom
you?
and grandma.
Mom and
Mom
grandma.
and grandma, too.
It's a family affair.
They are better than Ezra, then. There are 2 people, mom and grandma.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby Podcast.
I don't know about you guys, but I am on to the spring cleaning. And I want to ask you a couple of questions, okay? Because there's this list floating around on Reddit about things that people will notice when they come over to your place right away if they're not clean. I want to ask you if these are things that you guys would notice, or how likely you are to notice these things.
So are these would this be dirty in our house, or is the question
Like
would you
you're
notice
a guest.
this? Oh, okay. I'm a guest. Would I notice this and be grossed out in someone else's home?
Yes.
Gotcha.
Okay. Well, I mean, the bathroom's got to come up.
But is there something specifically in the bathroom? Because there is the odd thing I'll notice in the is there?
It just says
the
things
bathroom.
like
That's it.
Toothpaste bladder on the mirror is a big one, or in the sink.
See, I wouldn't.
Dirty toilets.
Dirty toilet, I would spot.
Yeah, sure you would notice
Well, I mean,
that.
you got to use it. So.
Well, no, but I mean, every now and then I've been amazed when I'm at a house party, like a gathering, and I go to use the person's bathroom, and I'm not studying the bathroom, like a little toothpaste.
You happen to need it.
Right. But you have people over. Somebody could have left that mess in the toilet.
That should be the first place is clean.
Yes, I don't mean forgot to flush. I mean, it looks like the toilet
The
hasn't
ring
been
line.
cleaned.
The ring line of water. You go, oh, okay, I see where the water level is here.
Are you guys checking for dust?
No.
Never.
Never.
No.
Okay.
Not at
Will you
somebody else's
notice-
house.
Will you notice if somebody's place is dusty?
No.
I don't think so.
Okay.
Maybe.
All right.
My mom might.
Yeah, that
Okay.
sounds like.
What happens if you guys have like a pack or like a 6-pack of beer or whatever, and you go to put it in the fridge? Would you notice somebody having old food in the fridge?
No. I'm
Or
not
if it has
checking
a
the
smell.
expiry dates. Well, if the fridge stunk, I might spot that. But I'm not looking through their Tupperware. Hey,
But
Larry.
like if they had a lot of Tupperware, it looked like they had a lot of leftovers that were just in there for a long time.
Sure, it looks like mac and cheese in a Tupperware and a mayo jar.
Doug, how long has this been here? Can I heat it up? No, I would never. If there was some green meat that stood out, like, but mostly I'm not.
You're
noticing.
just pushing it back.
Yeah.
To put your beer in front.
Okay, what about the sink? Are you looking would you notice if there's a bunch of dirty dishes?
Oh yeah, you can't.
That would be noticeable, I
full
think.
sink of dishes.
Okay, I'm going to just go on record right now and ask if anybody out there has ever gone to some kind of function and the person has left like a lot of dirty dishes in the sink.
I don't think that's ever
happened.
We didn't have time. We were so busy
yes.
getting ready for the house party, we couldn't do the dishes.
I could see a dirty bathroom, but I can't see a dirty sink.
Okay. And then this is one that I noticed recently was really dirty in my apartment, and I was kind of embarrassed about it because it's just not one of those things that I really check, but it's the light switch.
No. I don't think I would know. Like,
the
what do you
light
mean?
switch to one of my rooms, like the spare room that I get ready in, it has like makeup on it and hairspray, and it's it was quite dirty when I looked at it, and then I wiped it off, and I was like, oh.
What is that, crime scene? Like makeup and what?
Can we notice this? Oh my God.
There's Tanner
in case
on
I ever
there,
have
I'm
people
gonna tell you, my
well,
God.
Tanner on it makes
Lotion.
sense.
Yeah, it's orange.
I would assume there's tanning product all over the house, counters, walls, bed.
Wow.
The one
my
thing that's
God.
not on that list that I would notice, and
Is
I don't know
what?
if you want to add anything, Joe, but if people have pets, I
Yeah.
look, it's not, I'm not judging,
The
but
vacuuming, hair.
you notice
Pet hair.
there are certain
Yes.
people that you can tell they cannot keep up with the dog hair
No.
in that house.
You're not wrong. I'll tell you right now, if we're going to have people over, one of the first things that has to happen is that place needs to be vacuumed because you just have to with a pet.
Yeah, with two cats.
Oh,
That's
for
like
years.
I'm vacuuming as they're going up in the elevator.
Oh, yeah.
You got to do a better job with the one light switch. The rest is good.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Be a good person.
Rate or review this show wherever you subscribe and get PJK into more ears.
Kirby, would you rather have a reserved parking spot everywhere you go or have a designated spot at the front of the line everywhere you go? So you can imagine you're going to a concert, a Jets game, boom, parking spot right there, just, 10 feet from the door, or no matter, like, you're never waiting in line again because you're always first in line.
That's a great question. I'm going to go with probably the parking spot because for me, I underdress a lot of the time in terms of weather. Like, I don't wear very warm things. And so I'd rather be closer to the venue to get in from my warm car.
Gotcha. So, good
Okay.
parking. Reserved parking everywhere
Yeah.
you go. Jojo?
I've dealt with parking like everybody else in this town my entire life since I've been driving. But that VIP service of being able to cut any line at any time, that's like special.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with cut the line anytime.
I love it. And
Yeah.
nobody is allowed to judge you because that's a...
Well, they still will.
No.
No.
I paid for this.
I will. I'll be like, what gives you?
Hey, you have the
Mister.
good parking. What are you worried about where I am in line?
I
You-
have a parking pass. What do you got? A card that you carry
Yes,
around to
we do.
That's it.
flash?
It's a VIP card,
Okay.
lady.
Would you rather? So you have kids that you're dropping off at daycare for this question, okay? You're dropping your kids off at daycare. Would you rather Alan from The Hangover answers the door or Brandon and Dale from Step Brothers answer the door? So they're the caregivers.
Right.
Zach
right.
Galifianakis' character from The Hangover,
Yes.
or of course, John C. Reilly and Will Ferrell, Step Brothers, answer the door.
I'm going to go with the Step Brothers scenario because more likely that my child will not go missing. Like, they'll probably just hang out and watch Cops.
Yeah, watch a lot of TV, maybe play the drums.
Yeah,
Yes.
or, rearrange some furniture, make
Yeah.
some bunk beds, so much room for activities.
Very well said, Kirby. I would have to agree with you 100%. They're homebodies. They're lazy. They're just going to be hanging around the house with Alan. Who knows? You end up in Vegas. Mike Tyson, Tigers. You just never know.
Good call.
And look what happened with Alan. He had the baby on his back, right?
Yeah.
Carrier.
Or he had a carrier.
He did, yeah.
Yeah, no, you got to go with Step Brothers.
Okay. Would you rather, moving on here, wake up in the morning and you've transformed into a grasshopper or a field mouse? So a lot of times I talk apex predators on this show. We're going bottom of the food chain here. Grasshopper or field mouse. For life. That's it. That's who you are.
I recently was watching a nature show about field mice, and they are actually very smart. Like, they will, when they gather their like food, they'll leave little markers to where they can go back to hide in case like a bird comes.
Right.
And so they can just like, they know how to like find their way back home.
Yeah, birds find them though. Like,
Well, okay, in this
hawks and
scenario,
eagles, they
I'd
find
like to think that I'm going to be a very smart field mouse.
So you're going field mouse over to the grasshopper?
It's a little cuter.
And Go
little
ahead,
cuter.
Joe.
Well, and they pass along germs and such, mice. But you know what? Grasshoppers, well, I mean, hey, the locusts, right? They caused a whole...
You have infestations.
Infestation. Now you can eat grasshoppers, right?
Yeah.
That kind of stuff. I think I got to go with field mouse, too.
Yeah.
Actually, they seem to live probably a more prosperous life than... And you can get into anything as a field mouse.
Yeah.
But a grasshopper, no respect.
Yeah, that's how I'll go with
You
that.
know?
More.
Yeah.
Not the best looking animal either, really,
No.
or insect, I guess.
They are not. Okay, let's wrap up with this one. Talking careers that don't exist anymore, but radio, you're not doing radio. Would you rather be an elevator operator or a bowling alley pin setter? Kirby.
Oh, God.
So elevator operator, someone gets on there, you're pushing the floor for them, you're chatting them up.
I like that better than the other because, like,
You're not setting the pins up?
that's a lot on the body. You know, like you're
It's
getting
true.
you're getting up, getting down, bending over. It doesn't seem like a very great career on the body. I think that an elevator operator would be more my jazz.
Well, you probably get to bowl for free for the rest of your life, right? There's got to be benefits of
I
that.
don't think I'd want to go
All the
bowling.
free pop and maybe
Some popcorn.
pizza and popcorn. Get some activity, I guess. Standing in an elevator all day, you don't know what you're going to be smelling or talking to. You make small talk all day. You're on your feet all
You get
day.
tips.
No, I remember growing up, they used to have a stool,
A stool,
in
yeah.
there too. You could have in there, and you'd have to wear a uniform. You know what? I think the elevator job would be a little easier
I could
on
see
the body
you doing
overall.
that. I could see you
Yeah.
chatting people up
Yeah.
on the elevator.
I'd
Totally.
enjoy that.
Yeah.
Holding things up.
What do you mean holding things up? You go up, you go down. What's there to hold up?
The Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
You feel so heard? Good God. Oh, my
I
God.
do. I feel so heard and so seen by you telling me that you understand why I had to move in the studio.
Well, I never acted like it was bad that you did move.
Well, no, but I did
We
complain
didn't-
a lot about my knees hitting the desk underneath here in the new studio. They kind of built where the area I was set up in, like, there's not much room for my legs. And I would always bruise my knees
Right.
hitting them on this thing in front of the desk. And so they moved me.
I'm going to suggest that the terms seen and heard, if we took them back to when they were originally used as words, yes, you were seen when you moved from the spot you kept complaining about to the new spot because, yes, your knees were hitting. But I wouldn't go over the top with you were seen or heard now because Phil just mentioned it. We've known for months because that poor spot you were in was terrible for you.
Do you know what that's like though when you like complain about something and then somebody finally understands where you're coming from? That's
Well,
the feeling I have right now. That's
How do you
just-
think
don't
Phil's
ruin it for
feeling?
me.
Maybe Phil is being seen and heard because he felt for you the first time you moved a month and a half ago, but you're making it sound like he didn't notice. That's insulting to Phil.
Yeah. I felt
Wow,
for you
look
way
at
back
you
when.
turning it
No,
around.
I will say this, Kirby. I
Wow.
don't think you ever have a problem being seen or heard. Like, would you? You let your feelings be known all the time in this
Yes.
studio, and we
Yeah,
hear
but they're
you.
not always seen or heard.
No, they're heard. They're always heard.
We hear them, whether we want to or not. We hear them. Okay.
That's the point I was making.
Oh
Yes.
my God.
I do want to I do want to read this text message. It came in much earlier this morning, and it's on the topic of people driving around without their lights on. It's it's pretty funny. It came in from Caitlin. She says, I just tried to let an older fella on the perimeter know that he was driving with no lights on. And I was trying to help him by showing him with my lights and even rolling down my window to try and tell him. But I think he was scared or confused because he kept speeding up or slowing down to avoid me. Seriously, cars need a button that lights up somewhere saying, turn your effing lights on. Anyway.
It is quite jarring, though, if somebody is trying to... Like, I know the intent is you're trying to let them know.
Yeah.
Give them a heads up. But... Like, sometimes you're just like, oh, God, what does that person want from me?
Yeah,
it's the highway, though. How are you not seeing your lights aren't on? It's the highway.
How do you not know?
There's no street lights.
That is so bang on.
Like, maybe it's a bigger problem that gentleman shouldn't even be on the highway.
That might be bingo, possibly.
Never mind what he's worried about.
This is the Philly Joe and Kirby podcast.
Joe, did you really... send Kirby well wishes?
I did.
Why did you just slide into my DMs while you're sitting next to me and say wishing you well?
Because
What the hell?
I was just saying to Phil off the air, we were talking about a mutual friend that it was switching careers.
Yes.
And I said, nothing wrong with sending a note to somebody and just wishing them well. And Phil says, yes. And I said, look, you don't even have to wait for somebody to make a change. Kirby just posted a selfie of herself in the bathroom.
Yeah.
And I said, what else would you be doing while the show is on? And I said, I just want to wish her well. And I'll tell you why. She's wearing a skirt today and decided to post a picture of it in the bathroom because it's going to be 10 degrees and she dressed for the weather. So I'm wishing her well. Is there anything wrong with that?
Was that the theme of the
Yes,
selfie?
that's what it says.
Skirt
it
weather?
says plus 10
You know what?
calls for skirt.
A skirt.
A skirt.
I'm going to give you well wishes,
Don't
too.
wish me well. I don't want your well wishes.
I agree with Joe. Is there anything wrong with that? Wishing you well?
I'm going to be honest. If I wasn't in the same room as you and you guys both sent me a message that says wishing you well, I would think something's wrong. I would. I'd be like, is everything okay?
No.
Do you want to talk about something?
It's a check. Sometimes it's just nice on a Sunday. I could say, hey, wishing you well on a Sunday, Kirby.
I'm going to take it.
And you would say that would be pretty nice. And the reason I'm almost having some fun with you is because you took the picture today.
Yeah.
Because more and more distractions are coming up while people are working. In this case, I was reading a stat. It's almost doubled now, the people that are catching up on TV shows and movies during the workday. And
I can see that. I mean,
so working
doubled.
from home, you get
is usually, more people are not wanting to come back to work because they get a lot of things done during the day. But apparently
they can multitask.
Yeah, apparently the number of televisions on watching movies and TV shows is up like double.
Well, yeah. So do you think it's people taking their break and watching TV?
Could be.
Or do you think it's like Kirby
No.
said, multitasking? I have my email open
Yeah.
beside me on the laptop, but I'm watching a show.
I believe that.
The main focus is this show or movie. If I get an email, I'll pause it.
I mean,
get
sometimes
back to
it's
this
not even the
person.
main focus, though, because I have a friend that works from home, and she says that, like, it's the background noise of the TV
Mm-hmm.
that helps her work because she's not in an environment any longer in the office where it's very, very like, loud or busy.
Yep.
And so the TV creates that noise. So she's not actively watching it. Like, if she'll, like, peer over,
Right.
but you're not actively engaging in it.
Right.
I could not do that. I don't have that multitasking ability. I will admit that. I will readily admit that. Like, I'll watch. My kids will be playing vids, and then on another screen there's a TV show on it, and I'm like, "What are you doing here? You're occupying two TVs. Which one do you actually want to do? Because I want this other TV. I'm doing both, Dad. What? How are you like?"
Yes. I remember doing that going to school, and it really worked out well for me. Doing homework while the TV was on, like watching a game, right? I can do that, watching sports especially. But a movie or a TV show, I need to concentrate more. But, Kirby, to your point, yes, a lot of people use it as that background noise. But there was a certain percentage here. It was like 38% will put their work on hold to finish binge watching an episode of a
This can
show.
wait.
So, well, because nowadays, how many times? Hey, it happens here. We'll get an email sometimes from some staffers at around 8:30 at night because they finished whatever project they were doing at night instead of during the day. Anyway, I just found it interesting because more people are doing that. TV, movies, streaming.
We got to start doing this show from home. There's a lot of TV for me to catch up on.
You guys watch sports highlights
yeah,
every
that's-
morning in the studio. What are you
a good
missing
point.
out on?
That is a good
Your
point.
soaps?
Yeah.
Well, Young and Restless, I haven't watched it in years, but I'm guessing Nikki and Victor are married for the 12th time.
Honestly,
already.
Victor is still kicking it, okay?
Yeah,
How about Bo and Hope? Are they still on Days
I don't
of Our
know about
Lives?
Bo and Hope.
These are the things I got to know.
that's right.
The Philly, Joe, and Kirby Podcast.
Hit us up wherever you get this podcast and rate and review the show.
Good fortune will come to you.
Actually, we can't promise that, but we'll cross our fingers.
You know, you get a couple of firefighters in studio and you quickly realize what a small world it is. Talking with Brad and Rayma here. Good morning, guys.
Good morning. Good morning.
We appreciate you coming in. And of course, we got you here to talk about the 13th annual Rooftop Campout, April 8th through 10th at your fire station, number 4, located 150 Osborne. Getting closer, and we want to drum it up. We want to make sure people know exactly what's going on and when it starts and all that stuff.
Absolutely. Yeah, it's 13 years. It's crazy. It's been every year it's an awesome experience, and it wouldn't be possible without all the support from everybody and yourselves as well. So thank you.
Yeah.
Yeah, just wanted to highlight that the muscular dystrophy is the chosen charity of choice for the International Association of Firefighters for 71 years going strong now. And an event like this takes hundreds of hours to plan, and we couldn't do it without all the people who come out and volunteer and help us. So big thanks to everybody involved. Something new this year, we have T-shirts for sale for the Rooftop Campout. Customized T-shirts for $20. We'll have some on site on April 8th, 9th, and 10th. And you want to talk about the road tolls?
Kick it back then.
I just got to ask, like, when you take out the boot and people put money in it, like, whose boot is that? Whose boot do you choose? Is it a worn boot or is it a new boot?
Let me tell you about the boots.
Please tell me about
A lot
the boot.
of boots.
They go with the guy with the biggest feet.
There's a lot of boots.
Like, I got to know.
A lot of boots. So some are guys that are off, just finished work, and we're like, hey, we need that boot. We'll take that boot.
Fresh out of work. It's going to be nice and warm.
Hot
Okay.
boots. Yeah, boots
Sweaty.
made for walking. These boots are for filling. Let me tell
Okay.
you, we got boots. Yeah.
I have to ask you guys too, because this has become so big. And I remember the first one being there in Osborne Village, and it was more about the boot than anything else. And now with online and everything else, there's got to be a way people can start contributing now if they want to. Is there going to be a chance for them to buy shirts outside of On Location too?
Yes. Yeah, absolutely. We're going to work on getting that going as well. Yeah,
Online,
go ahead.
okay.
Yeah,
Good.
if you want to donate, you can go to Muscular Dystrophy Canada and make a donation there. We also should have a QR code up and running, so we can do donations that way.
I'm getting filltheboot.ca as well as a site for us to check out, right?
Yes. Yeah.
That's good.
If you're driving through Osborne Village on April 8th, 9th, and 10th, we'll be doing road tolls, as we say, walking around with the boot. So if you're so inclined, we'll be there from 7 to 9 and then 4 to 6 on those 3 days. And just wanted to make a call out to some local businesses. If you're so inclined, we'd love some corporate donations, try to help make this year's boot drive the biggest success we can. So
What do you need to hit, guys? Dollar-wise, what would be the goal this year to make it feel good that you guys were away from your families for 3 days?
To really make it worth the squeeze. I think we haven't had ironed out a full goal yet, but I think last year, our goal was around 50,000. So generally, we try to kick it up a little bit. So anything above that, I think, would be great. But every bit helps and goes towards those living with muscular dystrophy right here in Manitoba. And so the money that's donated here stays here, and
Nice.
that's what it's all about.
So, and you guys, off air, were saying it's key to get the word out, because that first day, there you are walking around in traffic, right? Because you'll do that, right? And people are like, what the hell's going on here? So when this gets rolling, you see the firefighters out with the boot in their hand or whatever, make sure you're generous, and now you'll know what they're doing.
Absolutely. And it's not possible without volunteers as well. So even if you're not a firefighter, if you have someone in your life that you know that has muscular dystrophy, or if you know a firefighter, you're more than welcome to come down. We'll give you a boot, and you can come and help us get that goal.
A fresh boot right off of someone's foot.
Yeah.
I love it.
It is a lot of fun, though, hanging out at the station there in Osborne Village for a few days. Good on you guys.
Thank you.
And we said it was a small world. Brad went to Murdoch McCabe, where I went to high school with my sister.
A transcodec connection.
You know what's
With
great?
you, Phil?
It's great that one of you has made something out of yourselves.
Of course, that's Philly.
Thanks so much, guys. And we'll continue to bump this as we get closer. It's
Much
great to get the
appreciated.
word out. The 13th annual Rooftop Campout coming April 8th through 10th.
For more Philly, Joe, and Kirby, lock it into 92.1 City weekday mornings 6 to 10.